Houston, we have a problem.
Give me all you got!
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Give me back my gun! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stand and Watch, the best and only dad movie podcast you're ever going to listen to because we killed all the other ones.
That's right. They're dead. We killed them.
And you're never going to figure it out. So don't even try to start a podcast investigating.
Don't,
Yeah.
because you know what? You know what? They'll find out it was us, and then we'll go on tour, and then everyone's got to have a take.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to take.
Everyone's got to have a take. You got to have a take. As always, I am your host, Matt.
I'm your host, Nick, and I've got a voice. And this is my voice.
Yeah, this is my voice. That's why we have podcasts, because we have a voice. And we're writers because we have a voice.
We have a voice, and we
a
have
voice.
we have words that we write, and they're written, and it's because our pens have ink, and our keyboards have keys.
Yeah. And you know who likes our voice? It's all of our lovely standees listening, including you, Steven Buscemi. How you doing?
Steve, it's been too long. We should catch up. I haven't seen you in the Discord in a little bit. Hop in the voice record. Hop in and chat with us every once in a while. We miss you. We miss your voice.
Oh, Steve
You
Buscemi in
have a
Discord.
voice.
Steve Buscemi in Discord just makes me think, how do you do, fellow kids?
He says that every time he comes into the Discord. That's how he starts.
That's
He's
how he
just-
says
he's
hello.
comedic.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I'm so glad him and Sandler are best friends. They're like the same person. You know what? We should update our Blue Sky banner that has something that says like Steve Buscemi's favorite podcast. Just something so like if people are like on the Blue Sky, wait a minute, Steve Buscemi likes this podcast.
Steve Buscemi's favorite. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
Fucking do it. I'll fucking do it again.
One of these days, it's gonna get back to him, and he's gonna come on the show. This is my dream.
Hopefully we're watching a movie that he's in and it's good.
Yeah, that'd be fun to critique a movie he's in that he doesn't like.
Or we just watch something random that he's like has no like. There's not even a 7 degree of separation for him involving that film.
No, if we get him on, he's gotta follow the same rules as everybody else. You adhere to the wheel.
You adhere to Wheel, Son of the Wheel, whatever iteration of the wheel we're on at that point,
Yeah.
Steve.
Oh God, it's what if he comes on? That should be our final episode because we can't get better than that. Can't get better than that.
Top, there's
I
no
mean,
way we top that.
The only way you top that is maybe if you get Cruz.
Cruise would be cool. I have some non-music guests or some non-movie guests that I would like. I would like Danny Brown. Yes, the rapper Danny Brown on the show. I just think he'd be a cool guy to talk about a movie with.
Yeah. There's some
Do you have
professional.
any- do you
There's
have-
some professional wrestlers I think would be fun talking about movies with.
Do you have a dream one?
A non-movie dream one?
Yeah.
A non-movie dream guest for this podcast. I'm gonna say Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl. Okay. Do we get to ask him about the past year, or do we just sweep that under the rug and pretend nothing's happened?
I mean, we can make him watch like Indecent Proposal or
Well, first of all, we
something.
do that, but then we give him shit for letting Post Malone perform with him at the SNL 50.
Oh,
How dare you let him stand there? Yeah, I think Danny Brown is probably one for me, and then Blake Griffin. I think Blake Griffin would be another good guy to like
Blake Griffin.
kick around with about a movie.
this is
We should put this out on the. We should be putting this out into the universe. I think back to there was a podcaster I used to listen to. She wanted to play Fortnite with St. Vincent. She kept talking about it, and then it happened. It happened.
There's a couple of, because I'm a wrestling fan. There's a couple pro wrestlers I'd love to like chat movies with. I'd love to talk.
Okay.
I'd love to talk. I'd love to get like Kofi Kingston or Xavier Woods on here, preferably together.
I know those people.
Big E. I'd love Big E. Who else would be good? Adam Cole. Adam Cole, nice guy. He streams on Twitch too.
I'd also go for a Ron Funches. If it were, yeah, Ron. I like Ron. His voice calms me down.
Yeah, would be good.
Robin Williams, if we could bring him back from the dead, we'll do one with him.
Are
Abe Lincoln.
are we still thinking of non-movie ones?
Yeah, I just said Abe Lincoln.
Oh. I mean, there was a movie.
That was a play. It was a play.
No,
if he had seen
there
a
was
movie, he would have been scared and he would have died of like a heart
But
attack.
you also said Robin Williams.
Yeah, but he was an improviser.
All right, okay, we're still doing non-movie ones. I had someone.
Neil
I lost
deGrasse
it. No.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No. Conan.
Conan?
Conan.
Yeah,
I want Conan,
Conan
on this show.
What would the movie be? Mac and Me, right?
We can't steal Paul Rudd's bit.
No, we can't. I really hope. Yeah. Oh man, trying to think of another one. I think of some of them, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, they are in movies. I'm stupid.
I mean, Conan's like cameoed in movies, but I don't consider him like movies.
Trying to think if there's any. Is there a politician? Is there a politician I'd watch a movie with?
Oh God, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I mean Arnold, but he's in movies. I'd love to watch an Arnold movie and talk about it with Arnold, like one of his commentaries. So you know the part where I take him hostage, throw him down the escalator.
I want to do a podcast with the movie who called Chris Tucker during the gag reel of Rush Hour 2 that interrupted the the person that called him, not Chris Tucker, the person who called Chris Tucker in the gag reel.
You know who I want? I would love to talk to the guy who got yelled at by Christian Bale.
The guys who got yelled at by Tom Cruise on the set of Mission Impossible.
Yeah, but they probably won't come because I'm almost positive we said before on this podcast that they deserved it.
But they did.
They did deserve it. They have to know they deserved it.
Did the guys on the set of Terminator Salvation deserve it?
Yes, he walked into the shot or something.
Did he walk into the shot?
Yeah, or he was like messing with the light and he like ruined the shot.
There was some other movie being filmed at the same time, and I remember there was a joke where they're like, it was bad, like their set was bad, but they're like, at least we're not the Terminator Salvation set. I wish I could remember what the movie was.
Oh, you know who I'd love to get on this podcast, and he's in movies. Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz, okay. That's the voice of Sonic, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, Lorne Michaels. I watched some movies with Lorne.
Okay.
One more each, and then we gotta get.
Okay.
Oh, maybe.
Are we're including people in movies now?
Yeah, we can include people in movies.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. To prove that he has chemistry with people, we bring Glenn Powell onto the show.
Can I steal yours?
Do you want mine? You can steal mine. I'll come up with another one.
Well, no, we'll both just say Glenn Powell's our final one collectively.
Yeah. We need to type up this list, put it up on the social medias. Maybe one of them will see it.
Yeah, Glenn Powell. You know who'd be great too is Paul Rudd. Then we can do Mac and Me.
Then he can.
Yeah.
I got a clip.
We can't do it to Conan because then we're stealing his bit, but we can do it to him because then we're doing his own bit to him. So no one expects.
What if we do it with Conan and we tell Conan we have a special guest, and the special guest is Paul Rudd, who ends up bringing the clip with him?
Or we bring Conan on and we tell him we're going to talk about this movie, and then when he's on, we start talking about Mac and Me.
But then aren't we still kind of stealing the bit at that point?
Yeah, but we're morphing it into our own adaptation.
Derivative. It's derivative.
We can get Paul Rudd on to talk about Mac and Me with us. He'll be the only one that doesn't. He'll be the only one that doesn't have to adhere to the wheel.
Is Mac and Me? Is it a good movie?
I don't think so. It's a ET ripoff that I'm pretty sure is about McDonald's.
Is Paul Rudd in Mac and Me?
No.
Okay, because he's probably like 50 when it came out.
There's no reason that's the movie he chooses to show a clip of. He just chose it, and it's glorious. It's the funniest thing.
Fucking movie.
Every time have you ever seen
It's always that wheelchair scene too.
Yeah, he did it to Conan on Conan's podcast.
It was like Conan has to know by now, right? Like,
I don't know, because he says that he doesn't. He legitimately thinks Paul Rudd has a clip. I'm sure he suspects it, but he doesn't know about it. If it happens at the Oscars, I guess this is after. If it happened at the Oscars, he would have known.
oh man, yeah. Remember that time you predicted that was going to happen on the Oscars, and it totally did.
Yeah, because of course that's because Conan's the best. It was the best Oscars ever.
And we're in the future right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, it isn't March 1st today. It's
actually, by the time people are listening to this, we're in the past.
it is the issue with being so far ahead. Everything's not so timely, but that's okay.
Yeah, nothing can be as timely as All the President's Men.
I don't know. This Vengeance movie's pretty damn close to it too.
Well, that's a good segue.
I do think watching All the President's Men before this made for a good double feature.
Yes, 2 movies about investigations.
Yeah, and that's the only thing they have in common, really.
pretty much. Why don't you
here I've
introduce
got the film? Let me introduce the film. Vengeance is a 2022 American black comedy mystery film written and directed by B.J. Novak in his directorial debut. It stars Novak, Boyd Holbrook, J. Smith Cameron, Leo Tipton, Dove Cameron is a Ray, and Aston Kutcher. Jason Blum is a producer under his Blumhouse Productions banner, and Greg Gilreath and Adam Hendricks are producers under their Divide Conquer banner. The film follows Ben Manalowitz Novak as a journalist from New York City who travels to Texas to attend the funeral of a girl, Tipton, he hooked up with and is coerced by her brother, Holbrook, to investigate her death. Vengeance premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival on June 12, 2022, and was released in the United States on July 29, 2022 by Focus Features. It received generally favorable reviews from critics.
Before we get into this movie, and even before we get our dad-approved Letterboxd ratings, I just want to say that my key takeaway from this movie is I would really like a Frito pie.
Have you never had one?
I've never had one.
They're really good.
I've never heard of them until now.
They're really good. They're really good because you can put chili in there. You can put some meat in there. You can do whatever. It gets cheesy, and just thinking about it's making me hungry for one right now.
So what,
they are so good.
So what do you do? So you cut open a bag of Fritos, and you just dump like meat and cheese and stuff into the bag and mix it up?
Yeah. Did you have Taco Bell up there, right?
We do, unfortunately.
Do you ever have the Doritos, like Locos Taco? I don't know if they still do those.
I don't think so. I haven't had Taco Bell in like 10 years.
Okay, well, they did the Doritos Locos Taco, which was the shell made out of a Doritos chip. And I mean, that's basically where they got the idea for that because, yeah, people do these with Fritos and make Frito pies, but people also do these with like Doritos and all kinds of other chips. And yeah, you can do meat and cheese, or you can do chili. You can kind of just open the bag and just fuck around and basically find out.
Well, it sounds delicious. Anything with meat and cheese and chips sounds incredible.
This movie made me want Whataburger. Like they kept talking about it so much, it made me want Whataburger. It reminded me, and I know Whataburger and In-N-Out are like 2 completely different things, but it just made me want one of those burgers you can only get on the West Coast that aren't here. And man, now I really want a burger. It's like 1:00 in the morning.
Speaking of Whataburger, I'm going to go ahead with my dad-approved Letterboxd review. This comes from Haley, who is a patron. She gave this movie 4 stars and wrote, "I suddenly feel like I'm going to die if I don't go get something from Whataburger right now."
Perfect. And I've got a repeat Letterboxer. First one for the show, I believe.
Really?
This is my buddy Colin McLaughlin. I play Fortnite with him. He is
a Nepo Letterboxer. Is that what's happening here?
A Nepo Letterboxer. You heard it here. He's back. I keep hiring him because I know him. He's a patron, and his review is: the biggest cultural twist of our time is Jim from The Office is making movies about how cool and badass he is, while Ryan makes movies about his own flaws and biased worldview. I thought that was a neat little introspection there.
I'm just going to be an IMDb goof person right now and say, actually, Jim from The Office makes TV shows about how badass he is. He makes movies about how a bad father he is.
How bad of was he a bad father in If also? He directed If, right?
He kind of was. He kind of just left his daughter alone to her own devices, just because. I mean, I guess he was in the hospital waiting for surgery, but like he just let her run off on her own with an imaginary Ryan Reynolds.
That's creepy. A Hollywood guy, right?
Yeah.
He might. You never know. He could have been on the. I mean, the Epstein papers are coming out. He could be one of those redacted names. So you've seen If. It's basically a foster's home for imaginary friends, right?
Kind of, but not really.
Okay, I thought there was follow up there.
No, I don't know.
But no.
It's kind of, but I don't know. It's not like a foster. It's almost like Men in Black, but for imaginary friends.
Did you like it?
I think there's good things in it. But it's kind of just dull. Like the concept is good, and it's just kind of dull. There's a couple of good sequences, but like I don't know, it's weird.
Well, I think because it came out right around the same time as that Harold and the Purple Crayon, Zach Levi adaptation. I think they were like a few months apart. But yeah, the live action children's movie. Unless you're Sonic, I don't think people are really fucking with that.
Yeah, and the thing with If too is like the message of it was kind of like, oh, when you grow up, you shouldn't lose your inner child and your imaginary friend. I'm like, so is this for kids? Like, who is this for?
Is this John Krasinski talking directly to us? Like, stop being happy.
And yeah, and I don't know. I mean, look, I'll give him this. It's a well-directed movie. John Krasinski is a good director. Yeah, I have to give him props.
He's proven himself between the two Quiet Places, and I don't think he directed that third one.
No,
which is the best. Which is the best one, by the way.
Yeah, but it's the best one because none of the characters are stupid.
Hey, this big vault has a door that we can't unlock from the inside if we get stuck. Let's hide in there.
Yeah. What is weakness?
Dumbasses. But Vengeance. Let's get to our positivity. Let's get to our
criticism sandwich.
Criticism sandwiches. There it is.
All right.
I'm a mark for these investigation movies that are done really well. I think this one is done really well. BJ Novak's kind of playing him. He's playing himself. He's playing an arrogant asshole.
He's kind of playing a mix between him and Ryan, and I don't know where the two converge and where they differ, but
I don't think he does either.
Yeah. I love how much of a pretentious dickwad he is. Like,
and he wastes no time in proving it too.
Yeah, he calls a rodeo a real socioeconomic cross section. Like that's a direct quote. He tells his podcast producer, "I'm going to a rodeo today, my first time." And she goes, "Oh, that sounds fun." He goes, "Yeah, it's a real socioeconomic cross section." I'm just like, "Fuck you."
What a fucking dick. I mean, there's a scene where he's with his buddy at the very beginning, and they're talking about love and like telling stories, and like you find out every woman in his phone is like Kelsey. On the train,
Kelsey Bumble.
Kelsey Bumble, yeah, and it's just like, you are a piece of shit.
One of them, when the little brother, like his phone starts going off when he's at their house, the little brother grabs it and he's like listing off the names. Who's this? One of them, I think, is just like, who's like Mary Asian Bumble, right? Like he's got them categorized: name, ethnicity, which dating app.
Yeah, they're just random little people to him. They're not. It's not an actual person. It's just, oh, you're this. There's just a bunch of very good character actors in this. A bunch of very fun characters throughout. There's the grandmother character to the murdered girl who is at one point they're talking about the Alamo. And he's like the 7,000 came up and there were 120 Texans to fight off. And BJ Novak's like, and the Texans won, right? And she's like, do you not know how math works?
Yeah. I love that too, because like he's this pretentious. He writes for the New Yorker, right? He's this pretentious dickwad who thinks like his work is so important. He's gonna find, like, his goal is I'm gonna find out, the truth behind America and right? Like I'm gonna expose what the truth of America is and why we're so divided and what what the meaning of this all is. Like he's so high and mighty and he doesn't know the fucking Alamo. Like everybody knows the Alamo. It's their slogan, for God's sake.
Yeah, I knew they lost. I don't know much about the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo. That's the only thing most people know about the Alamo.
Well, and plus, if there's anything I know about the South, it's that they celebrate their fucking losses.
Yeah. So I love that. Like he doesn't know that. He's like, oh yeah, I know. I have all these answers for life, and my ideas are so important, and I'm going to provide all this. And it's like I'm going to get my voice out there. And it's like, but you don't know the fucking Alamo. Like, who are you?
Yeah, you're trying to teach us what America is. You don't know like all these different subsections of America. You just know your tiny little corner up in New York. The movie's really good about like the differences between him and the family that he's living with. One of my favorite lines is he's talking to the little sister in the morning, and he's like made coffee. He's like, "Do you want coffee?" She's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "How do you take it?" And she's like, "In the mouth." Like he was asking her like cream, sugar, whatever, and she's like, just give me my fucking coffee.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's the scene where he's asking them why they love Whataburger that really, I love that scene because it really, and I'll get into this a little bit in my negatives. I think that's the scene that really like gives away like what this movie's about, because he's like, why do you love Whataburger, right? And like, oh, we love Whataburger, right? Whataburger's the best. We always go to Whataburger. He's like, why? Because it's like, okay, well, like, what if McDonald's and like Burger King and Wendy's are like all there? We're going to Whataburger. Okay, but what if they're all there? Why do you choose Whataburger? Because it's Whataburger. He's like, but what's the reason? And there's like, there doesn't need to be a reason. We just love it because we do.
That whole family, like, there's not a weak link in that family. One of the earlier scenes, the mother is introducing all the sisters, and there's the one sister that wants to be a famous cook, if I'm remembering correctly, or famous singer,
and then the one's famous what? Just famous. Just famous. You got to be a famous something, honey. I'm going to be a famous celebrity.
And you know what? It rang so goddamn true. I was like, yep, she's fucking right.
I love the older brother, when he first tells him, like, we're gonna get revenge on this. Like, I think she was murdered. We're gonna get revenge on this son of a bitch. It's like, I'm not, and Major's like, I don't get revenge on people, right? I don't avenge people's deaths. I'm not in a Liam Neeson movie. You look like one of those guys in a Liam Neeson movie. And I wrote this down. It's like, which one? Schindler's List? You look like a lot of the guys in that one.
I remember the first time I watched it, that went over my head. And then this time I was like, oh, fuck.
And I love this line also in that like same interaction when he tells him, okay, I'm going to make a podcast about like your sister's death. We're going to investigate. I'm going to make a podcast with this. He's like, that's fucking brilliant. Once Reddit hears about this, they'll kill him for us.
That's just Reddit for you right there.
Yeah.
You do forget, like, the knuckleheads on Reddit are like all over the fucking place. You think like, oh, like the Reddit folks are just up in New York and in pockets of no, they're all over the fucking country.
Yeah. It might like Reddit might be one of the best amalgamations of people.
I like the opening phone call between BJ and the brother, where the brother tells him about the funeral, and BJ's like, I'll be there in spirit. He's like, oh, you're taking Spirit Airlines? Okay.
Yeah.
Just stupid little confusing moments between them. The film is chock full of them, and I really like that. Forget what someone does the Texas hand shape at one point. Forget what they were doing. Like, oh, he was shooting. It's when they go and interview the guy that works in the oil field, like where the after party is, and he does this, and you think he's like telling him he's gonna shoot him, but then he does this, and I was like, oh my god, that does look like Texas. I never, I've got a hand, and I never recognized that. Another thing I really like is Ashton Kutcher's role in this. He just fucking knocks it out of the park. He's probably one of the best. Probably one of his better roles.
I saw he was in this, and I thought, oh my god, can he act?
He did this, and then he got in all that trouble for defending Danny Masterson. So I guess
I
we
actually
got one good one out of
I
it.
looked him up like after this movie. Like this was his first movie since like 2013.
Really?
Yeah, he had like a
was it?
cameo in that Annie movie with Jamie Foxx, and then he did Steve Jobs, and he had a cameo in Annie, and then really nothing until this.
I never saw his Steve Jobs. I saw the other one. I saw the better one. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think the only I've seen Ashton Kutcher in 2 things other than this. Dude, Where's My Car? And What Happens
Good
in
movie.
Vegas.
Also pretty. I like What Happens in Vegas.
I like Dude, Where's My Car?
That one's also good. I like that one as well. I like the name. I like how BJ's intentions are good, but everything about the podcast is just so shitty. Like at one point, the podcast's working title is "Dead White Girl."
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how good his intentions really are. At least at the beginning, because he's such a dick about it. Like it's so like we're gonna exploit this family's grief and this girl who essentially doesn't matter to us. We're gonna exploit her story, like all of these podcasts do, because we're gonna make an important point.
Right. Well, it's kind of like what was the podcast that kicked all this off for? It was Serial, right? It was
I
that
think so.
Serial podcast.
I think
with
so.
The what's his name? Anon. I forget his
don't
name,
know.
but like that podcast is like 10 years old at this point. But yeah, I remember like now all these are all over the place, and like the standard layout is it's two women who are usually friends chatting it up and like yucking it up while discussing some people like some people's worst days, and they're like sitting there like just having a good old time. And it's just like my wife listens to some of these, and I'll listen. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Like they're talking about this woman getting decapitated, and they're giggling. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's all very exploitative. And I love at the beginning where he's like talking to his producer, and she's like, "What do you don't need a podcast. You write for the New Yorker. You have a good job. Like you're verified. Like you don't need this." And he's like, "Yeah, but I need a voice. I need my voice out there." Like he thinks he's so important. I gotta get my voice out there because I can heal America. I can show everybody what it's all about. Like, shut the fuck up, buddy.
I also love this movie's University of Texas stance, and they're all Texas Tech fans. I love it. I love that they're in such a rural part of Texas that like the fancy UT is like too big for them. They're like, no, we don't do that UT. We don't do the hook 'em horns here. Hell no. Like I like that side of that. Hey, and is that our third UT reference from the wheel from the movies we've seen?
Man of the House. This. What was the third?
Was there? I feel like there was another one. Maybe it was just Man of the House. Maybe I'm thinking of the gun, the gun pulled in Heathers. I was thinking of the guns. Pew pew.
I know Glenn Powell is I think he went there. I don't know if it's mentioned in Hitman or Twisters.
I really like when you have these Texas characters, but I like when the movie drops a character. So like during the rodeo when BJ is explaining something and the announcer's like, I know how to fucking read.
Oh no, he's explaining. He's like, because the announcer's like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I'm a writer," right? And there's like a long pause, like he doesn't respond to him, so he starts explaining what a writer is. He's like, "I know what a fucking writer is."
Like I love those moments, just because I mean, it kind of shows BJ Novak having a little fun at his own expense, taking the piss out of him and his character.
Yeah. I like how maybe we should get into negatives before we keep going with podcasts, but I do like how like he wrote this movie, he directed this movie, he starred in this movie. He's essentially playing some version of himself, and it's kind of about him as a pretentious dickbag, like discovering, oh, my ideas aren't this important. Like there's a world out there. These are real people.
Yeah. What are your negatives? Because I think I have one, but I want to hear yours.
I I think the third act kind of I don't really like it. I think it resolves itself way too quickly. I think it's way too tidy how it does it. Like he just he just kind of he unlocks the phone and then that's it. And then he kind of knows everything, and Ashton Kutcher just kind of confesses, and then his speech at the end is just kind of saying what the themes of the movie are. I don't like when movies do that. Right? Like, I get it. I get what the theme of your movie is. And you kind of already have a scene that explicitly states what the theme of the movie is with the Whataburger scene. So you don't need Ashton Kutcher to come out here with this big monologue about how everybody needs a take and this is, it's like, okay, I get it. I get what this movie is. You don't have to, I don't have to have him explain to me what I just watched.
I agree with it from that standpoint, but I like his monologue at the end, because when you stack it up against his first monologue, like, he's saying essentially the same thing, but it's just a douchier version of what he said to that singer to get her to hit that note. And I look back at that first scene, and she was not like the best singer ever. And so I was like, man, this guy is like, we don't really know his standing as a producer, like if he's like a good producer or if he's the kind of producer that just fleeces people for studio time. But I do agree with like the third act feeling a little rushed. I think the revolution, when you find out that, and I'm blanking on the dead character's name. That's terrible. I'm BJ Novak, basically. Abilene.
Abilene, yeah.
We find out that Abilene was actually like a pill popper.
Yeah,
and
like
the whole.
We find that out.
And everyone was like openly in on this lie together. And I like that aspect of it, because that felt like something from a small town. But I felt that resolved way too fast. Like I wanted to sit in that new revolution. I wanted to sit in that and kind of get another layer of this character. Because we have all these, because they find that out, and then he unlocks her phone, and then
that's the only other thing, right? Yeah, like that happens. That happens. Because of it, he has this big blow up on the family. And he gets punched and he's at his lowest, and this happens, and then like the very next scene he unlocks her phone, and then we're just right into the end,
because at this point we completely lose the victim. And I think the one thing I wanted was the movie spends so much time like mythologizing her after her death and like making her this perfect person, which that's great, because it's needed to knock BJ Novak down. But watching this movie again reminded me a lot of, I played What Remains of Edith Finch last year. And what that game does a lot of is idolizing death without even like acknowledging the life that person lived. Just like, this person fucking died in this incredible way. And like that's the whole game. And that's kind of what BJ's doing, is like, she's dead. She was a great singer. She sent me her song. I didn't even send it. She was the kindest person. She thought we were together. And then after we find out about the pills, and then she was texting this guy that was saved as him in her phone. We don't like. I maybe wanted one more scene of her being a terrible person, just to kind of drive home the point that like that image we create of someone after their death isn't the full picture. Like, they were still a human being that was that could have been a terrible person or a really good person. Like, they had their good, they had their bad. We don't need to sit here and mythologize the dead. Yeah. I wanted one more moment that really drove home that like. She wasn't waiting for BJ to come save her. Like, she was living her life. She was hooking up with other guys. She was doing drugs. I just needed one more thing. Maybe it'd be like a voicemail where she told him to fuck off or something. Just anything, just to humanize her just a little more at that point.
And it also would have been nice to get like, even just like, because we don't really get a scene of BJ like reckoning with that, like what just happened, like the revelation and the blow up. Like we get him like walking back to the house alone, like in the night, and like that's kind of it. He goes to his room, he sits down, and he talks to the little brother, gets the phone code, and that's it. It would have been nice to get like just a nice little extra scene of him like dealing with that fallout of like of okay, she was a pill pusher, these people lied to me, I this whole blow up, they hate me now, blah 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 blah. Like, we don't get a moment to sit with that, and he doesn't either, because it's just like it goes from that basically right to him figuring it out and confronting Kutcher.
Yeah, that was just way too. Because I remember, because the first time I saw the movie was like when it came out, And now seeing it again, I remember sitting here this time thinking like, wow, that really breezed by. We really skipped a few steps and now we're at this party.
Yeah.
I did like that the little brother drove him on the dune buggy though.
Yeah.
And he straps him in and tells him to stay. I also really like how they find out the code to her phone, and it's because of the little number thing she would do with somebody. I still don't fully understand how the number system works, but I appreciated it.
Yeah. Also, and this is a small nitpick, but I don't know that this movie needed a Mexican gang leader character.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like one of like I mean I guess it's a red herring type thing, but like this is a movie about this New York douchey pretentious guy coming to this small Texas town and potentially solving this murder that he doesn't think is really a murder and learning to change his ways and blah 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 blah. Do you really need to have one of these characters be like a Mexican gangbanger? Who's like,
yeah, do you really need?
Who's trying to get in with the cartels and is wearing gold watches and pointing guns and like he interviews him in a dark room and is like, do you really need that? Do you really need that?
Yeah, that could have been anybody because then at the end of it all, you find out he's like this soft teddy bear that like really appreciate Abilene. Yeah, it does feel out of place. Any more negatives?
I do have one more negative.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Okay, I think that I like the setup. Like, I like the plot of the setup. I like how I like how it's like, oh, they think he's her boyfriend or whatever. Like, I like that, and he's like roped into like going to this funeral. I think the way it's done is a little sitcom-y. Like, it's just like he gets this phone call, and it is funny. It's a funny conversation. It's like, oh, he gets this phone call, this mistaken identity phone call. Okay, so you're coming to the funeral, and then so he just comes to he just gets on the plane and does it. And it's like, but why? Why would he do such a thing? Why would he not be like, no, I don't know this lady.
Yeah, you could have just stayed home.
Yeah, like it's very much like a sitcom plot of like. And even up to the funeral and his little like, okay, now you go do a eulogy. And again, it's a funny scene, but I'm like, this is very sitcom-y. Like this is something that would happen to Michael Scott.
Yeah, you can feel the sitcom bones in some of these scenes.
Yeah, and like even some of like the even some of like the resolutions things, like his car blows up and it turns out it was just two dudes who blew it up because he's a University of Texas fan.
They're like you do. You got a rival school, you blow up their car.
And I'm like, I'm not saying that's not funny, but I'm saying like it's very sitcom-y. It's like, we need to figure out who blew up his car. Oh, it's just two sports fans who did it on a lark.
So dumb. I do like that the one sister who wants to be a singer, BJ, and I guess his name is Ben, but we're going to call him BJ for the rest of the show.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a reference to Chekhov's gun. And the sister's like, well, actually, there are no guns in this play. So he's making reference to things that he's like learned in osmosis or probably from Reddit. And the one sister actually knowing. So I really like how dumb he is, even in stuff that you would think he's really smart at.
I do like how this movie has Chekhov's Lana Del Rey.
Yep. And then the Lana Del Rey playing at the end.
If you mention Lana Del Rey in Act 1, you have to have Lana Del Rey play in Act 3.
You have to do it. It's the rules.
I'm also happy there was no Chekhov's Rebecca Black.
Hey, she had a new album come out, okay? It's pretty good. It's a good album, okay? I also really like the film closes on the mom character, Abilene's mom, driving Ben, I assume, to the airport. And I assume they all know like the truth. Like he deleted the podcast. He completely wiped the database of it, which I'm sure Issa Rae has like a backup or something. So that podcast is going up no matter what. But they're driving and she talks about regrets and that like you can't live without regret. Like it's all regrets. You just got to make them count. I was like, yep, that's fucking awesome. Yep. That's a good note to go out on. And I don't know. I really like this movie. I have a soft spot for this movie because I think there's so many people out in the world right now that are so full of shit. And it's nice to see people who are full of shit get knocked down a peg or two.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Joe Rogan, specifically you, Joe Rogan.
It's not just the Joe Rogans, let's be honest.
It's a lot of fucking people.
It's the well, what's his name in this? I don't want to say it's the BJ Novaks. It's the Ben Manalowitzes or whatever his name is in this movie.
It's the coastal elites. The coastal elites, Matt.
It's the New York Times opinion writers.
It's those New Yorker writers, and I know one, and he has a podcast, and he's a nepo baby too. I'm not going to say his name.
It's all the people. It's all the people who think they have to have a take, and their take is important, and it must be heard, and their take and their voice is going to heal the world, or it's going to illuminate something. It's like, no, bro, you don't know anything. You don't know anything more than anyone else. Shut up. I do.
You know your corner of the world. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right. I do like. I like when he first gets in, like, he stays at the house and they have him stay in her room because they don't have any other rooms. And I like that first scene when he sits in her room and he's like looking at all the stuff. And you can see, like, that's the first time it kind of dawns on him. This was a person. Like this girl who was murdered, who was just a name in my phone, who I'm going to exploit for this podcast to get my voice out there, was a person with a life. And there's pictures on the walls, and there's books, and there's things that she had hobbies, and she had things and interests, and that's like you can see it. He's looking around, and you're like, maybe I am an ass. Like that. There's a few moments where you like kind of see him throughout the movie, be like, am I an asshole for doing this?
I think the one that hit the hardest for me is him going through his text and she sent him a song to listen to. He didn't listen to it. She sent it again. Didn't fucking listen to it. He goes to open the app. The song is no longer available through that link. And I fucking love that because, like, yeah, you don't fucking get to listen to it now. You had a chance. Fuck you. I really do like this movie. I mean, I know it's not a perfect movie, but this is a 5-star movie to me. Damn it. Another fun little character moment. The brother character. You do the normal phone keys wallet. He does the phone keys wallet gun.
I like.
We talked about.
I like when he shows up with his, like, he's wearing his clothes and he's got his gun and he's like, it's like, that's loaded. It's like, you keep your gun loaded. And he's like, I don't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, do you keep, like, fuck, I gotta find this quote. But he like responds with like, do you keep this? And it's like something everybody has. Like, of course he would keep it loaded.
He's a really good fish out of water. If there's one thing he can play, it's a fish out of water.
And a pretentious dickbag.
Pretentious dick bag, but just a good pretentious dick bag that it also happens to be the fish out of water. What else have I written down here? Listen to this song. Yeah, I wrote that one already. I said that one already. I didn't think you had the balls. I'm trying to remember what that was in reference to. Someone not having the balls. It was probably something BJ did. It's gone. Chekhov's balls, because I don't remember. I don't remember what that was from.
I like somebody asks him, have you ever been in a fight? And he's like, do you mean like a physical fight or like an online skirmish?
And then the brother punches him near the end. He's like, now you've been in a fight.
Yeah. He's like, you keep your gun loaded? He's like, do you keep your cell phone charged?
The other thing I like is the ghost conversation that BJ has with the little brother, who I think it's called, don't they call him shit stain or something?
El Stupido,
which is just mean. It's just
so
mean.
I know. He's like, you call him El Stupido? He's like, don't worry, he don't speak no Spanish.
There's some good fucking gags in here.
Oh, and then when he says, can you unjam my gun or whatever? He's like, I don't know how to do that. They should call you El Stupido.
It's just some good little cute character moments.
Yeah, there's really good little lines here. BJ Novak is a good comedy writer.
He is. He knows what he's doing. Did he go to Harvard? Is he a Harvard guy? I don't remember.
I think he is.
They know comedy at the Lampoon, apparently. The Lampoon. Lampoon, I'm sorry. The Lampoon.
Yep. Harvard University.
Matt, I guess we fucked up. We should go to Harvard. Is it too late? Is it too late for us? Can we get in?
It's a little too late for us.
A little too late. God damn it. I knew there. God damn it. But no, there's a moment between El Stupido and Ben where they're talking about ghosts and they're talking about Abilene. And he mentions that, like, the scarier thing is the ghost not being there. because then they're just gone. Like they're just gone. Whereas if you have the ghost, it's comforting that the ghost is there. I was like, I was getting teary eyed, man. I was getting teary eyed during this showing of the movie.
I think I know we talk about like all the family members, but I really like Boyd Holbrook in this as the older brother. He's very good, and when you see him in movies, he's usually like playing a slime ball.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see him just be like a goof guy. Like he's just a goofy guy in this kind of.
I'm trying to think of what else I saw him in before the. Oh yeah, I forgot he was in the new Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he was in the new Indiana Jones. He was a villain in that. He was a villain in Logan. He was a villain in like the Justified revival season.
Oh yeah, he was in Justified. Jesus.
Yeah. So
he was in Predator. Was he the bad guy in the Predator?
I have no idea. But he used like a lot of the times he plays like these slimy dirt bags, and I don't know. It's nice to see him. I kind of like was half expecting there to be a twist, like he did it, just because I'm so used to him being a bad guy. He was just a goofball. I like it. Just a goofball saying, you look like all those people in Schindler's List.
Jesus Christ. And to go back to Ashton's monologue at the end, I think it fits his character perfectly because he's just such a douchebag. Like he looks like this. He's got it's the Texas Southern thing. Like you think he's got like heart. You think he's got like he's welcoming. He's like a very homey guy. But no, he's just as big a douchebag as fucking Ben is. He just has a Southern drawl.
I like how he's also like he's wearing these like douchebag outfits. Like he's got the veneer of like a Texan, but when you really look closely, like he's got these these white suit jackets or whatever, and you look closely, he's not wearing like a bolo tie or like a button down shirt or anything. He's wearing these fucking hippie ass like V-neck like shirt, like just I don't know, like t-shirts or something. And you're like, it's like that's a very douchey thing to wear.
He's playing dress up. Dress up. It's CEO dress. It's like when a politician has a cowboy hat on. It's like It's
like when Tech Bro gets broccoli hair and a gold chain.
Yeah, they're fucking.
Not that I'm mentioning anyone specific.
They're fucking cosplaying as somebody with a soul, and they don't have them.
Yeah.
And I really hope, like, because near the end of the movie, a girl gets dragged out into the desert to presumably die at the after party, like Abilene did. And I'm just like, I hope BJ went and checked on that girl. And so he ends up killing Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, shoots him.
Quentin Sellers, which, by the way, I hate that name. Quentin Sellers. Ugh.
It's probably a fake name.
Sounds dirty. Probably a fake name. But I love that he has the gun. Quentin Sellers is fucking monologuing like a bad guy does.
I like how he misses the first shot.
He misses the first shot. I was like, I'm glad they did that, because if he landed that first shot, you immediately lose it, because BJ has never shot a gun in his life.
No, can't even unjam one.
But it's a very brutal killing, like twice in the head, or once in the chest, once in the head,
once in the neck, once in the head.
Neck, right. And just the way it falls down on his face and the blood is dripping, just great. Like, I love the way they shot that. Yeah, I think that's about it. I really like this movie. I like Issa Rae. She's a good like checking in and good for some more jokes. I think there's some scenes where she's talking and maybe not telling a joke, but then you look up on the whiteboard and there's more names for the podcast, and I think one was like hippie in Texas or hipster in Texas or something like that. Just poking fun at Ben's character.
I do like how over the phone she was trying to explain, you got to give like a fake laugh, like a fake silent laugh. It's like, did I lose you there for a minute? No, I was showing you what I mean. Oh, then he does it. He's like, did you know I was doing it over the? Oh, you're doing it. Yeah, I like that conversation.
She's good. She's not in it too much, but she's good when she is. Yeah, I think we did it. I think we used our voices. I think we used our voice. This is your voice. I just love his soft spokenness. Like, you can just immediately this doesn't feel normal because everyone else is so loud and rambunctious. He's like, this is you almost feel him shaking, like trying to talk to us. This is
I'm thinking about this, and I was almost thinking about this during the movie. But the more we talk about this, I'm thinking about this now. I'm starting to think, and maybe you think this too, that Quentin Sellers, not even from Texas.
No.
He like came down here, adopted the accent like he's Madonna in Britain.
Yeah, no, and he's just so quiet compared to everyone else, and everything is so thoughtful, and it's like, you are so full of shit. This is your voice on the on the groove.
Well, he talks like BJ.
Exactly. They're both so full of shit, and that's why they stand out against the backdrop of Texas and all these Texans.
All right, I think you kind of spoiled what you're gonna rate this, but what do you rate this?
5 stars. I give it 5 stars. It's a journalism adjacent movie. It's basically telling us all to shut the fuck up and not have a take.
Which is a good message, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little lower. I'm gonna give this a 3.5.
Fair.
I did very much enjoy this. I think it's just on the cusp of a 4 for me, but I think if they really tighten up that third act and not make it feel so rushed, and if make the setup a little less like sitcom episode, it would go up for me. But I could see myself watching this again.
He's also lowballing it because he hates Whataburger. He told me.
I've never been to Whataburger. I've never heard of Whataburger until today, but I watched this movie today, but I would like to go.
It sounds good. If it's anything like In-N-Out, I think it's going to be pretty good.
The way they talk about it, they just love it because they just do. I'd like a Whataburger.
Because it's there.
Yeah.
Because it's there. I also think it's pretty high on the dad movie side. I think some of the humor may go over some dads' heads.
Yeah,
especially like DJ's humor.
It's very millennial humor.
Yeah. I think the Texas setting will draw dads in. I think just the hooting and hollering and the people having a good time, folks with guns.
Dads like fish out of water, right? I think
dads like fish out of waters. Dads also like mysteries.
They do like mysteries. I think it really depends on how much a dad will be able to get past. That's Ryan from The Office.
I think if a dad comes in and it's like the first 10 minutes of the movie when he's still in New York, dads don't want anything to do it. They're like, what? Huh? Who? What are they talking about? That girl has a last name. That girl is someone's daughter. What do you do? But if they are there as soon as Boyd's character is on screen, they're like, okay, what's this movie about? So I think if you come in, if a dad comes in after the first 10 minutes, they're staying for this movie. So I'm gonna give it a 80. I'm gonna give it an 85.
I'm gonna go a bit lower. I'll give it a 75. So let's call it an 80 and call it a day.
Call it an 80.
All right.
Call it a day.
80% dad certified. Let's go. But you know what isn't so positive?
Yep, my favorite part of the show. It is the. We're not mad. We're just disappointed. These are the IMDb goofs. These are folks that hop on to the IMDb and point out something wrong with the movie because apparently they have time to do that. Yeah. And I brought this up in the Discord, but we have a IMDb goof shortage crisis.
I know.
Going on.
There was barely any. There was barely any for Sound of Metal. There was a bunch for All the President's Men. Barely any for. There was only 2 for this.
It's a recent movie. Are recent movies getting less goofs? Are people not watching these movies? Are there too many movies coming out?
I think this had a limited release. Mm-hmm. Not too many people probably heard of it, and it's probably just lost on a streaming service somewhere. This is on Netflix, right? For me, at least. So when I searched it up, before it even popped up, right? I got all the way to the letter G when I was typing in Vengeance.
Really?
Yeah. Right? VENG, and then it popped up. Normally, I'll put in the first 2, maybe 3 before a movie pops up. If you're getting into 4-letter territory before it pops up, that's a problem.
So I had an issue finding this movie, so I had to get a Stars account to watch it because it was on the Stars. And Stars is predominantly black. It's home to Power Book 2 or whatever that show is called. Mm-hmm. And so I'm typing in Vengeance, and I see the banner on Stars is Issa Rae with the Vengeance logo. But I'm like, wait, was Issa Rae in a different movie called Vengeance? Because it doesn't look like it's involved with this movie at all. It's Issa Rae with a pink background and the word Vengeance. And I was like, wait, what is this? What is this movie? And then I clicked it. I was like, oh, this is what I am looking for. I feel your not pain, but I relate to Do people know this is here?
Yeah, these services, man, like they make it so hard to find things.
Yeah. But here are the two goofs. I'll take. Do you want to take one? I'll take the other.
If you have them both up, just take them both.
All right. Here we go. So we have the Highway Patrol's jurisdiction was described as being along a highway, linear. A map was later shown with their jurisdiction as a circular area. I'm gonna raise my hand. Highway can be circular. I live near a highway that circles.
Yeah. Also,
So-
on-ramps are usually in a semicircle pattern,
Fuck, they are.
right? There's on-ramps, and then they go to off-ramps, and then, that's almost a circle. Also, it was a Venn diagram.
Also, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then here's an error in geography at around 1 hour, 2 minutes. Monahan's Texas is spelled Monahans on the map on the wall.
And it's spelled
That's it.
incorrectly.
Spelled incorrectly.
I love this person even time-stamped it. They took the extra step and were like, what time does that show up? What time is that glaring error?
Don't worry, I downloaded both of them. I'm doing my part. I'm helping out. It's time for dad jokes. I've got a good one.
All right. I also feel like I have a good one, but I guess
You-
other people will be the judge of that. Why don't you go first?
I thought of this when we were talking about the network earlier. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna hot take anymore.
I hate you. Okay. Why didn't the podcast host have a partner?
Why?
He liked having a one mic stand.
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad for you. That's bad. A bad joke. Not a good joke. But not my least favorite you've ever done.
What is your least favorite that I've ever done?
I forget them right away. We probably shared it on Blue Sky or X or wherever it was, and it was like, this is the one. It was probably a season one joke that I don't remember. It might have been. It might have been for Con Air. I don't remember what you said, but
I can go on.
inklings.
I can go on Blue Sky right now and see if you've ever commented about any of my dad jokes. I guess, when would you have done that? Maybe I shared a clip. I think I shared a clip once of our dad jokes and you commented. It must have been that, right?
Yeah. But I think it might have been on X because it felt like it was before the Great Migration.
The Great Migration.
I don't know. Blue Sky does feel a little slow right now. I keep hearing like the numbers go up, but I'm like, but where are the people?
Well, I think it depends what tab you're in.
What am I usually? Let me see.
So, we're killing air here searching this up. But
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
the listeners
Gotta
like to hear our little behind the scenes nonsense.
Patting out. Hey, you're here. These are our goofs. I'm trying to find the budget for this movie. It's not listed anywhere, but box office was 4.4 million, by the way. In case you were wondering. I always like to put that out there for everybody. I'm gonna guess a good chunk of the budget for this movie went to Ashton Kutcher. That's what my bet would be.
Oh, okay. The only thing I can find is that I posted our dad jokes from our Aliens episode,
It was aliens. Yep.
and we both collectively re-skeeted it and said that we don't remember anything about talking about aliens, but we both think that our respective jokes for that were our favorite dad joke of season 1. And then on my post, you replied, mine, right?
Oh God, I'm a shithead. I don't even remember it. I have to go listen to it.
Yeah, and then you quote skeeted it. You were like, I don't remember making this joke in my sleep deprived state, but it's probably my best dad joke on the show ever. So we both think our respective dad jokes on the Aliens episode are our best.
It was like 3 a.m.
It was like 2:30 in the morning, it was 2:30 from it was like 2:30 for me, like 1:30 for you, and we had just talked about Crimson Tide.
Well, we were fucking exhausted. I have
Right?
no idea how we got. I took no notes for aliens. I don't know how I got through that.
We had just talked about Crimson Tide for God knows how long, because that movie fucking rules, and then we had no energy left for aliens, but we did it anyway.
We were just like, fuck it, we're getting it done.
Oh, hang on, I'm gonna listen to this clip
Oh.
real quick. Let me hear what our jokes are.
you play it? Can you play it through for us?
I can't play it for this because this isn't hooked up to my audio mixer.
Ah, son of a gun.
So it will not show up through. Well, hang on, maybe I can quickly.
Discord, you
attach
bastard.
it? No, I can attach it to my audio mixer and it'll come in through. Oh, but even then it might not because it's going through my headphones, so it might not. So I don't know, but I'll listen to it after, I guess, because we don't want too much dead air. It's time to spin the wheel, right?
Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. How we got 10 movies left on the wheel, right?
10 movies left. I'm going to share my screen so you can see this
Oh yeah.
glorious wheel spin.
Want to make sure you're staying on the up and up here.
All right. Okay, these are the movies.
Sorry, I was reminded of the one time you pulled up the wheel and that one movie had like way more space than the others.
I may or may not have tried to increase the beekeeper's chances of being pulled.
It was a good 10-minute laugh. So yeah, go through what's left on the wheel. I'm sorry.
All right. We got Snake Eyes. We got a Prey Predator double feature. We got The Nice Guys. We got RoboCop, GoldenEye, Wedding Crashers, Punch Drunk Love, The Equalizer, Jumper, and Looper.
I'm split between Nice Guys and Wedding Crashers.
I mean, I always would love to watch The Nice Guys, but I'm hankering for some GoldenEye.
Yeah, that would be fun. James Bond getting ready to be in everything.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan with his hot wife.
His hot wife.
The little you put there was a little concerning.
She's a nice looking lady.
I know, but did you have?
And now,
but you could have just said his hot wife. Did you have to go? His hot wife.
It is 1:00 in the morning.
That reminds me because I'm in my psych rewatch. So I just watched the episode where they become like radio hosts for a little bit, and Gus has his show, A Player Named Gus.
A player named Gus.
And in one of the calls, he goes, "This is me hugging you over the airwaves." Did you feel that?
When he's doing all the like very exaggerated like head movements as he
Yeah.
Oh god, you know what, I've been rewatching Always Sunny like in like cycles. I think it's time to do a psych rewatch. You've talked me into it.
I love it. I love Gus. The more I watch it, the more I appreciate Gus.
I try not to say his name on the air, but I named my son after him, god damn it.
Burton?
I call my son's name is Gus, but
oh, okay.
It's funny because everyone's like, is it short for August? I'm like, no, bitch, it's Gus.
It's just Gus. No, it's short for Burton.
It's short for. I'm gonna do that one time, and hopefully, if they like start giggling, I'm like, they're into psych.
Yeah. Is that short for something? Yeah, it's short for Burton. All right, it's time for this wheel spin.
Spin it.
Oh, it's Looper. Yeah. This is a good movie.
This is a great movie. Right before what's his name went on to go ruin Star Wars.
Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson before he went and put Star Wars in a casino.
Yeah, how dare he?
And made Leia use the Force, even though we knew she was Force sensitive. So people like to bitch about that for some reason. I don't know.
He ruined Star Wars by making an interesting movie.
I can't stand it. And then they're on that one planet. You thought it was snow, but it was really like red, misty stuff. Yeah, right. And he did the awesome fight at the end with Rey and fucking Adam Driver fighting the red guys. Oh, terrible movie. I hate it.
He ruined Star Wars by trying to get away from the past and move it forward into the future with new characters. What an asshole. Fuck him. Yeah, but Looper's good, and so is Knives Out.
Looper is amazing. I like Knives Out.
And so is the Fly episode of Breaking Bad. That's right.
That was him? That's right. That was him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I also like the Glass Onion.
Yeah, Glass Onion is good.
I think Glass Onion will age very appropriately, given everything that's going on in 2025.
Yeah.
Fucking disruptors.
It's just so dumb.
It is. It very much is.
And not dumb in a smart way. Just dumb.
No, just dumb. Not fun at all. Here let me do the normal closing. Folks, follow Stand and Watch over on Blue Sky at standandwatch.bluesky.social. Where else? Oh yeah, we gotta see where Looper is. Well, shit, I won't know because our locations are different. Looper.
I'll Google it. I'll see where it is for me. It is on. Just Watch is telling me to sign in. I'm always signed in. Okay.
It is for me. Okay, for me here in the States, it is on Pluto TV.
Oh, that's nice. For free. You don't even have to subscribe.
For free.
Where is it for me? Looper.
I gotta watch ads.
What am I saying? I own Looper on Blu-ray. What's wrong with me?
You know, this is probably one of my favorite movie boxes. The one where they're like opposite of each other, dissolving.
Yeah, that's good. But and then if you're in Canada, soon to be the 51st state, and you don't own Looper on Blu-ray, you can watch it on Netflix, Amazon Prime. One of those two.
I forgot Paul Dano is in this.
He is?
He is. He plays Seth.
I don't remember this. Oh, is he young Jeff? Is he young Jeff Daniels?
I do not know. Let me see. No. I think Paul Dano is like the guy that gets like they're like torturing his older version, or they're cutting his limb. No, yeah, they're torturing his younger version, so then his older version is like falling apart.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, old Seth is like trying to get away, and his limbs keep disappearing because they're torturing Paul Dano. Which it's really concerning. We were torturing Paul Dano in the 2010s.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies where he gets fucked up.
Yeah, we were just beating the shit out of Paul. What did he do? And then he got the shit beat out of him in. I'm pretty sure he got the shit beat out of him in the Batman. Yeah,
probably. I don't know if he got the shit beat out of him as so much as he just kind of got arrested at a coffee shop. Okay, he got the shit beat out of him in There Will Be Blood. That was what, 2007?
Yes.
That kind of kicked off the wave of let's beat the shit out of Paul Dano. I love how we said we were ending the podcast, but now we're talking about Paul Dano getting the shit out.
We'll end it after we find out why Paul Dano is catching these hands.
Okay. I don't know these movies.
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Did he get the shit beat out of him in Night and Day?
I do not know. That's the Cruise movie, right?
Yeah, Cruz Diaz. Did he get the shit beat out of him in Cowboys and Aliens?
I would need to watch it. The ones I'm thinking of are
Looper,
There Will Be Blood, and then Prisoners.
Looper and Prisoners were a year apart.
Yeah, they're just like, we're gonna beat the shit out of this man.
Yeah, wow. What if I just Google movies where Paul Dano gets beat up?
Do it.
You know, every actor has their niche. Oh my god!
5 movies.
Somebody has a list.
Why? Wait, he gets beat up in Little Miss Sunshine? What was he? What was he, like 20? He wasn't a kid. 3
years ago, somebody on the R Movies subreddit wrote, "Watching Paul Dano get beat up in movies is an almost religious experience." Oh, I don't know what it is, but when he gets beat up in a movie, with the exception of his torture in Prisoners, which I derive no pleasure from, I get the weirdest thrill from it. Watching Paul Dano squeal and yelp as he gets slapped around, have dirt shoved into his mouth, get bludgeoned to death by a bowling pin, get beat by a slave for being a racist asshole, leaves me so oddly delighted. Like he understands how we should feel about seeing these often horrible people get punished for their actions. Maybe this is super fucked up on my part, but that's just how I feel. I really like the guy as an actor and I enjoy all his performances, so it's not against him personally. Is something wrong with me?
Can you screen cap that and send it to me?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, hang on. First comment. Nah, nothing wrong with you. I think if you feel that way, then the actor did a good job at his job. He's a good actor, and I look forward to seeing him in more movies myself. And then the OP replied, "I'm hoping for more when the Batman comes out." Somebody put a supercut. They did a supercut. Okay, I will show. Okay. Oh, he does get beat up in Cowboys and Aliens. Okay, okay, we will watch this after we're done this podcast. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, go watch Looper to prepare for next week's episode. And whatever you do, don't tell your mother.